All ramifications are secondary to helping to ensure that we are safe as a community, and we will deal with and work our way through all of the other ramifications. But this decision at all times has been governed by the priority to keep the people that live here and visit here safe.
That decision, a local disaster declaration for Austin, and that means South by Southwest 2020 will not go on. We first brought you this breaking news here at 4:30.
City leaders announced the decision about an hour ago. They said safety is their top priority.
There's a lack of conclusive scientific evidence that canceling mass gatherings will change the overall impact and spread of disease over time. However, there is evidence that it may accelerate the spread, and it may make that happen sooner. This lack of conclusive evidence is clear from the CDC and the DSHS response, which has been to defer to local government. So when we don't have scientific evidence to inform us what the best decision is, we look for best practice. And when we don't have best practice, we look to expert opinion. And that's exactly what we did.
And our Alex Caprariello joins us now. He was at that news conference. Alex, what's the reaction been like?
Well, obviously, it's a major reaction. The press room that we were in was completely full of cameras and reporters who were here to hear that statement. And the statement was, what you guys alluded to, this declaration of disaster that's signed simultaneously by both Mayor Adler and Judge Sarah Eckert. What it does is it allows them to engage other city and county departments to do whatever is necessary to combat the coronavirus. Basically, it's a proactive step and one they want to take ahead of any sort of major events like South by Southwest that come in the spring. Let's bring in Council Member Kathy Tovo. This is obviously a major decision with far-reaching impact. So can you tell us a little bit about what went into the decision and what that process was like?
Sure, absolutely. So at the earlier press conference this week, Dr. Escott made clear, and our city leaders have made clear, that it would be a decision that was driven by medical evidence and by data. And Dr. Escott made it very clear that if his panel of experts and in his assessment it was the best path forward to cancel the event, that that would be the steps they would take. And so today, as Dr. Escott announced, South by Southwest is canceled to help the community prepare.
Right. In the past, they said South by Southwest would follow the recommendations, and so this is the recommendation by the city and the county, but it is a big one, especially as we consider the economic driver that the festival is. This is your district, and so what can you tell me about the repercussions and the trickle-down effect that might occur?
Well, certainly it will have a major impact. South by Southwest is a major economic driver. Many in our hotel industry and in ancillary industries, from cab drivers to others who help support that event, and those visitors will feel an economic impact from it. And so, in the weeks ahead and the months ahead, we will need to be thinking about how to support those local businesses, those local individuals who will feel the impact of the cancellation of South by Southwest.
Right. As the mayor said, it is a community effort. We'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Alex. Going in depth on the impact of this cancellation, I'm joined now by Bradley Gold. He's from the University of Texas McCombs School of Business. Thank you for coming in on such a short notice. Can you explain the economic impact this is going to have for Central Texas, really?
Well, where the conversation seems to be starting is last year this event brought in about $355 million, so that seems to be the number on a lot of people's minds. But it shouldn't be the only number on people's minds. That is a single measure of the economic activity that happens during that time period. But there's so much business that takes place during that week, and it's not just about the dollars that are spent during those days. It's about the relationships that are formed and the business that is developed for the future. And so all of that is going to be impacted, although it would be wrong to say that all of it is going to be negative.
A lot of networking will not be going on, and that hurts businesses, doesn't it, when people aren't talking?
Oh, most certainly. One of the greatest values of South by Southwest or any of these conferences is the in-person conversation. We can have as much technology as we want, but until we bring everybody together for these collaborative and positive events, we cannot get the greatest possible outcome. So certainly we lose that human value side by not being able to bring everybody here, but the human value side is exactly why I believe we've decided to not have this here.
The travel industry really taking it on the chin, and you've got people from all over the world wanting to come here, and now they've bought their tickets and they've got a problem unless they want to come here and just hang out in Central Texas for a week or so.
That's certainly true. Now, the folks that want to come here and hang out, they're always welcome to come here and hang out, and they do. And it may still be an opportunity for some folks to come in town. And a lot of activity that happens around the South by Southwest event is not just South by Southwest. So for folks that still want to come in town and get a great meal and go see some musicians, they're certainly going to be welcome to do that. And all of that is not going to disappear just because the overall event has been canceled.
We hope a lot of people do come, and maybe not come in big groups, just spread out and enjoy the area. Bradley Gold from the UT School of Business, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
And events around the world, including tech conferences, concerts, and sports, have been canceled because of the new coronavirus. So, for example, in Miami, the city's postponing the Ultra Music Festival. It's an electronic dance music event. It could be delayed for as long as a year, according to the Miami Herald. The three-day festival was supposed to start on March 20th. People were traveling to Miami from dozens of countries for that event. And in Japan, a memorial ceremony for victims of the 2011 Great East Japan earthquake and tsunami scheduled for next week, that's canceled. And as we all know, the Summer Games are in Japan in a few months. So the Olympic Committee and the government will have to make a decision about whether to cancel the Olympics in May. But as of now, preparations for the Olympics are moving ahead.